We started with an empty shop and took it to $3 million a year turnover. Built our own premises, which I still have at Parafield. So I'm now a sort of semi-retired landlord.
Really, that's fantastic. And
So that's why I come here, because the idea of helping people in business is having been through some of the bad patches that you go through developing a business, and you just learn from experience and you learn the mistakes not to make. So,
did you plan on being a semi-retired landlord? Was that? Did you get?
Probably not, because this is a subject close to my heart, because succession planning with businesses, I do sort of try and encourage people to plan for succession of some sort. So it's either an exit strategy, or it's this business of having somebody to hand the business on to. And I had two sons, and one tends to assume with a family business that your sons will probably want to take the business on. I think they saw the stress that I'd been through running a 7-day-a-week business for 27 years and decided it wasn't a very good idea. So I started to look at a different exit strategy and timed it perfectly to get rid of the retail business and maintain the actual premises, because that probably is one of the hardest things to do when you're in a retail business, because most people will just wait until you close and take over. And I managed to negotiate with the buying group that I was a member of that they wanted that site to continue, so they bought my business. Took the stock.
So a combination of good luck and good planning?
Yeah, a bit of both, because the next year probably 16 businesses around Australia similar to mine went broke, and they lost their shirt, their houses and everything. So
did anyone advise you during that period?
No, not really. I think it was just a culmination of my own experience in life by that stage, and realising that I had to do that. That was the only way out.
How long had you been in business at that point?
With that retail business, it was 27 years. That was the culmination. So we'd sort of gone from, we started in a particular location, which was the only place in Adelaide you could trade 7 days a week, which is Parafield Discount City, quite a famous place in Adelaide. And when we relocated, we actually saw a site becoming available next to Bunnings at Parafield Airport. So our building is actually on leased land. It's leased from the Federal Airports Commission, which is another unusual journey, because it took me probably 2 to 3 years to get that off the ground, because of the complications with finance and banks and leased land, and another learning curve, And so it's been a very interesting journey.
Of course, it's a cliche that you learn from your mistakes, and maybe that's an important part of the process. But would you?
Absolutely.
Do you see it's nice to make less mistakes?
It's nice to make less mistakes. I think if you're not really trying if you don't make a few mistakes. Let's be honest. There are always going to be situations where you make the wrong decision, but it's a case of having a go. And sometimes you just got to back your gut feeling. I understand that. However, if you can avoid people falling into simple traps like not examining a lease correctly before you sign it, and not negotiating, and things that people maybe aren't aware they can do in business, which with experience that, and you can pass that information on. So there's such a lot of advice out there for small to medium-sized businesses now that wasn't there when I was younger. And my frustration is that more people don't know about it, and we could be helping more people.
And how long have you been involved with the Northwest Business Centre?
Well, with the incubator and in general, I've actually been on the board here for nearly the whole 10 years that this place has been going. Most of the work had been done; it was operating when I came in, and so the association has been at board level, and really it's been in recent times. And in fact, I've just resigned from the board because I've taken on a full-time role, 4 days a week here. So it's not ethical for me to stay on the board in that position. So yes, I've been watching with great admiration the work Lynn Hay's done, and watched this place grow. And as you know, we won an International Incubator of the Year. For 2009, which is quite an achievement. We're not really here to actually fix people's businesses and run them. We're here to advise people or counsel people so they develop their own skills, because a lot of the people we deal with are probably very clever at what they do. In fact, know in many respects more than I do about certain aspects of the business, and you'd expect that. So we're here just to try and nurture that and bring the best of them to the fore, if you like, and then fill in the gaps with the bits that they maybe don't know. and this by association too, because coming to a place like this and mixing with other businesses, it rubs off, you know, and you learn from other people. It's a good learning experience just to talk to other businesses about how they handle issues and get ideas how to improve your business.
So, I guess being part of this in Port Adelaide at an interesting point of time for Port Adelaide, I guess.
Can be very exciting.
Well, I was going to say, you're probably going to be part of the rejuvenation of Port Adelaide.
Well, we will, I'm sure. And we've already had clients go through the incubator, you know, that started here on their own with an idea, take an office, have now moved out, and one company's turning over $5 million a year, another one's, you know, gone out and built a whole heap of warehouses around in Fisher Street, and developed from what he originally did to becoming a landlord, you know. So I'd like to think that a lot of the people who leave here, I can't really think of many examples of people who haven't actually gone out and put their office here in the end anyway, or built something here. So it does tend to create a lot of employment for, you know, the local council area, which of course the council are very pleased with, because they subsidise the building we're in.
So everyone's winning.
Everyone's winning. Yeah.
Well, should we leave it there?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.